Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are, January 4th, I believe, as we are diving into our first all group training of 2018. I hope everybody, and I trust everybody, had a great new year. Some of you I got to talk to this week, others I didn't, due to us having Monday as the official holiday of January 1. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover, but I'm going to do it in a short amount of time. Some of you sit there and go, yeah, right, heard that one before, but it's the truth. It's about streamlining. One of my key words this year is going to be streamlining. It's also going to be that word that is so important when you look at OYA, the last part of that being the A, which is on your ass, also known as accountability. And so even this discussion today will be around that understanding of streamlining and accountability. And it's really what we should be thinking of and focusing on as we move forward. There are people in the last year, especially as I look at the month of December, where we had calls where we were done at 20 minutes. And you could tell the energy on the phone was like, oh shit, I feel like I need to find something else to talk about. Or we were done at 25 minutes. And it's like, oh shit, we can't be done. We still have 5 more minutes left. There must be something I can talk about. No, folks, it should be that way. We should hit 20 to 25 minutes and we should be done. There should be an action, there should be a focus, and we should be off the phone. And when we're not, it means that somewhere along the line we're lacking clarity. Maybe you didn't come to the call prepared, which happens a lot. I prepare for every single call, every one, so that if you didn't have a coaching focus done, I still have my work done. Guess what? That's changing. I will always be prepared because I am prepared in what I do. It's what I do. It's a thing called consistency. So I consistently show up and I will continue to consistently show up. But the bar is being raised on you as we move forward in 2018. You will receive an email over the course of the next now 7 days. As a few days ago, I said it would be 10. Over the course of the next 7 days that is going to describe the new look of OYA coaching as we move forward in 2018. For many of you, this isn't a surprise. You've been around for a long time and you know that literally every year something comes along and I change something. It might be little, it might be big, but you know that this is what happens. Why? Because the version of who I am today is not the same version of who I was 12 months ago, nor should it be the same version of who you are or were 12 months ago. If you are the same person you were 12 months ago, then that would tell me that somewhere along the line, you did not do the fucking work, plain and simple. But if you have changed, you've seen bank accounts change, you've seen relationships change, you've seen your health change in a positive manner, then you did to a degree the work that was necessary moving forward into the new year. Well, now we look at this year, 2018, and say, who do I have to become to hit the targets that I want to hit by the end of the year? And what I can tell you is that by trying to make up space on a call is not going to cut it. Me having to sit and spend over 2 hours sometimes sifting through coaching focuses, cutting and pasting them to my account so that I can then have them ready to go for a phone call, only to get on the phone call and find that you just threw it together anyway and it wasn't really your focus. Well, it pisses me off and it's a waste of my time. So what has to happen? There has to be more accountability on your part. You have to be able to come to a call and be prepared and have a singular area of focus that we are working on so that you can move forward. And if that means a call takes 15 minutes, so be it. Then you should walk off going, holy shit, quality versus quantity. That's what I'm searching for, and that's what you should be searching for as well. Now, what many of you think of then is you go, well, damn, that means that we lose our connection. No, it actually doesn't. It's kind of like looking at a patient visit, and if you take 3 minutes for a patient visit, it's saying, what if we were to cut it down to 2 minutes? And many of you, just the thought of taking a 3-minute visit, and by the way, most of you don't even do 3, you do more, but just the thought of taking a 3-minute visit down to 2 minutes stresses the shit out of you. Why? Because you think that you're going to lose connection with your patient. It's the number one thing that pops into people's heads. Oh my gosh, if I go faster in my adjustment, then I'm going to lose connection with my patients, and it's just not how it works. What has to work is that I have to be more present. I have to be in more PTC, present time consciousness, and focus with my patient. And I can do an adjustment in 1 minute and 35 seconds, and they will feel like they have been, and not adjust for 1 minute and 35 seconds, but I can have a visit for 1 minute and 35 seconds, and they will feel like they have been there for 20 minutes. I can also do a visit in 5 minutes, and they will feel like I raced through the visit because I wasn't focused. See, it comes down to your focus. It comes down to your execution in that moment of focus. And if you are completely focused, you will feel like, yes, time has flown, but you will feel like you have gotten a shit ton of work done. No different with the adjustment, that if you go in focused and you are absolutely 100% focused on the patient when you adjust, guess what happens? they get better results. The visit becomes shorter. They don't feel shortchanged. They feel more connected to you, not less. I love what's been created here over the course of the last 15 years of me doing this, is that I've developed deep relationships with the people that I work with. You. And I want to continue that deepness and richness in the relationships. But I also know that a part of that means me being stronger on the other side. Me being stronger on the other side that says, man, if you really want what you're telling me you want, then let's do the fucking work. Then stop getting on the phone and giving me excuses and reasons why things aren't getting done. And let's get results. Let's have a focus that says, I'm going after results. And this is what I am ruthlessly committed to. So what should happen is by the end of the day, I shouldn't be tired as shit because I've been trying to walk people in off the ledge or hearing excuses all day. I should actually be empowered. I should be empowered at the end of the day talking to you. You should be empowered when you get off the phone because you have an action step that you're going to take and execute over the course of the next 7 days. We do that for 52 weeks straight, and you will end 2018 feeling more empowered than you have ever felt in your entire life. You will have accomplished more than you ever thought was accomplishable in your entire life, which means that impossible goal, that impossible target that we talk about will get nailed. You will literally shred it to pieces. If you are at a firing range, and especially for the people here who have their guns and like their guns, they can take this visual and go, oh yeah, we're going to shoot shit. Like you're at a firing range and you shoot a target, and imagine not only do you pierce and go through the bullseye of the target, you hit the target and it explodes the entire target. It just annihilates it because of the progress that you made over the course of the last 12 months. That should be what everyone here is striving for. Man and woman should be striving for that because that means that you have created more in your life. That means that you have become the version of you that you have wanted to be this year. And next year we have a discussion about that new version of you moving forward into 2019. Yes, I might be the first person who's already talked 2019. So you will receive, all this is revolving around an announcement that you will receive, and this announcement is simply going to tell you about some different structures of this program. It's going to tell you about some different expectations when we get on the phone. Period. All meant to improve upon your experience and your results. Every person here has gotten results over the course of the last year. I can sit here and literally write out an email to each and every one of you and point out exactly what it is that you have done. And it's been fantastic. It's been phenomenal. But I want more. I want more for you because I know what you're capable of. Because quite frankly, as you might sit and say, well, I stuck with him. Some of you might say that, like, I stuck with him this year. I'm waiting for that magic pill to happen next year. Or you go, man, I just know I just need to get more accountable. I just know. And then I'm going to break through. Yes, most of you will break through to a completely different level when you're willing to commit even more to the process, which means submitting to the process. Stop thinking you know it all. And an example I used with our group yesterday was that you go into 2018 as a rookie, feeling like you're starting over as a rookie, being open to learning and being open to implementing without questioning, but going for it. Nothing that I share with any of you is something that's outside of a spectrum of imbalance in terms of values, because all of you want more, which means that you have to be willing to do the work. And most of you do the work to a level, but you know that the level is not the level or degree that it needs to be. So we throw some more accountability on your plate. You saw me do this at the end of 2017 when I basically released 2 different assignments and said, what? Don't do the assignments, don't call me. That is very much at the cornerstone of rules that will be implemented over the course of the next year. We have an assignment or an action step that was supposed to be done. You get on the phone and that action step has not been completed. We will be getting off the phone. Or if you're really man or woman enough, you'll say, Doc, I did not get the assignment done. I will be completing it in the next 48 hours and sending you video of the results, sending you an email of the results, sending you a picture that I actually accomplished what I said I did. Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen, we are going ballistic when it comes to accountability and doing the fucking work. You will do one of 2 things. One, accomplish and annihilate that target that you have by the end of 2018, or at least see that by doing the work, you've accomplished 10 times more in your life than you would have thought possible before. Or number two, you will jump ship. That's what will happen, because there is no in between. There is no I'm kind of doing the work anymore. There is no here's all the reasons I didn't get my shit done. We've got some prego mommies here, okay? Now, they have the only real excuse, if you will, and I don't like the word excuse, but that, you know, if they're in labor, they're probably not going to get the assignment done for the following week. There's an exception to the rule everywhere, but what I know is that is a 1% of the rule, that the rest of it is 99% the stories that you tell yourself as to why you didn't get something done. The stories and reasons and excuses that you tell yourself as to why you're not going to get it done. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. If you really, truly want it, then guess what? We're going for it. And something, you might not hit all 4 domains in your life by the end of 2018, but you're going to hit 1 and kill it, 2 and kill it, maybe even 3 and kill it. I've seen a lot of you do 3 out of 4. So your objective is 4 out of 4 this year. Not just to get the 1 I didn't get. Your objective is 4 out of 4 this year, to nail all 4 of those targets. Some of you are 2 out of 4. That's 3 and 4 out of 4. Like, I just need to be increasing every single step of the way, and you'll nail it. So be on the lookout for what is coming. Be on the lookout, because you're either all in or you're all out. The end. Part 2. Here we go into the main topic of today. And today what we are talking about is very, very simple. I want to share with you, and we have to do this here, so I have to go back up here. Let's share a screen, and we're going to go right here. We're going to pull up my wonderful, boom, there it is. Okay, so as we look at today, here we are. You should be able to see my beautiful quote-unquote whiteboard that's on here. So today what we are talking about is very simple, which is your 90-day outcomes. Very, very simple. It's on, man. Some of you are using the first week of this month as a reset, which is totally cool. I've sent an email on it. I put a post on Facebook about this. Some people, this was our tip of the week, and we talked to patients about this. And I had one patient yesterday who said to me, you know, I said, you know, you use this week to get reset. And he goes, how about 2? He was like, how about 2 weeks? Because I feel like it's going to take me 2 weeks to actually get reset. And I kind of laughed, and I said, you know what? I'm not even concerned about 2 weeks, just that we get there, and we get there sooner than later, because we don't want to have this talk at the end of the month that you're still trying to reset yourself, restart yourself, reboot yourself, course correct yourself. So, you know, look, the objective is, though, that everybody should come Monday, January 8th, you should be rocking and rolling. Like, your 90-day targets should be at hand. You should be rocking on those things and moving forward. And for those of you who are on a different schedule, you already know, we've talked about this. Like, you have your next 30 days. Where do you need to be at the next 30 days? So for you, for everyone, you have 90-day outcomes that you're working on. How do I know? Because I made it a point not to get on the freaking phone with anyone who didn't have this done last month. How do you like them apples? It was like, hey, you don't do this assignment, then we're not going to have this discussion. I have a couple of people, I will tell you, a couple of people, we're not doing 90, we're doing like 30, like literally 30 days. Because the 90 is just not, it's just not clicking here. We start thinking too much when there's 90. So I literally have a couple of people that are on this, a 30-day program. I can kind of think of like the whole 30. And so we chunk this into 30-day bites, 30-day bites, 30-day bites. Everyone here should have something that they're shooting for, where they need to be at the end of 90 days. And then what we have to do, here becomes number one. Number one, clarity. If you do not have clarity in that, in what you want in 90 days, this needs to be done in the next week. Why? Because if you don't, then we're going to screw around for the next 30 days trying to get clear on this. So it needs to be done. So when we get on the phone, for those of you, you know, Tuesday and Wednesday, we had some pretty clear phone calls on this. Those of you on Monday, when we get on the phone, we have to have clarity on this. There has to be clarity that takes place there. Number two, then, we have to know your next 30. We have to know this because here's the deal. Here's your 90 days, right? Here is me today. I am going to have a 30-day benchmark, a 60-day benchmark, and then the actual target. So what does this mean? Well, it means I stop. Oh, look, my drawing is getting better. It means I'm going to stop here and do something that I've been trying to get you all to do for years, which is review. Review. So here I am today. Here's me today. Who I am today will be significantly different than who I am here, throwing my arms up in the air, jumping up and down, celebrating. Right? It has to be. Who I am here today is going to have to rise up to who I have to become in 90 days to accomplish these targets. If it is not bigger, then you didn't start the target high enough. You didn't challenge yourself enough. That's on you. Only you know if you are full of shit. I can pull it out of some of you. But you know, looking in the mirror, if you're full of shit. Are you pushing yourself in this challenge? So here I am. Here's where I am today. And on January 8th, unless you've already started, will be an official start date. And I have to then have what? Well, color that in, nice and beautiful yellow, Wyatt's favorite color. I have to then, when I get to 30 days, stop and review, which means I have to have a benchmark. I have to know, where do I need to be in 30 days? That becomes your question. Where do I need to be in the next 30 days? So for those of you who I've talked to on Tuesday and Wednesday, you were already given an assignment. Many of you were given an assignment like, I need to know where you need to be in the next 30 days. That's your next assignment. Tell me where you need to be in the next 30 days to be on track and on course for 90 days. For those of you who we didn't talk on Monday, guess what you have to come with? We need to know where you need to be in the next 90 days. If not, that is a discussion we will have on Monday, which sucks, but we will not have the discussion again. Meaning, when we get on the phone, if you do not have those outcomes, you need to be able to clearly tell me what those outcomes are. Like, that's your assignment. You already have your assignment. For those of you who come to the phone on Monday, your assignment is to know where you need to be in 30 days. Can't make it any easier. You have to be able to tell me, let me say it one more time. Your assignment on Monday is clarity of your 90-day outcomes and to tell me exactly where you need to be in 30 days. If you don't know, here's the shitty part, because here I'm like, you got to have your assignment. If you don't know, we can have the discussion. But after that discussion, guess what's going to happen? It's all about action steps, which means if you show up on the phone without your action step, guess who's not talking to me the following week? Yes. So you have to go through this. You have to come to me with clarity of what these are. If I find that they're not, I have to look at them, obviously. And I have to be able to tell you yes or no if this is strict enough, if it's specific enough, and if it's not, if you don't have specificity in this, then you'll never hit the target. So number one, you got to have clarity, absolute clarity. Troy, here's what it is. Here's the one-line statement of what I'm accomplishing in body, being, balance, and business in the next 90 days. That's number one. Number two is to have your next 30. If I receive nothing on this, we will not get on the phone. You just saw me change mid-flight because I said, hey, we'll talk about, no. If I receive nothing, because it means that you didn't do any work, you didn't do any of the effort. So if I receive nothing, we will not get on the phone. Clear? Monday people, are you clear? Tuesday, Wednesday people, I think all of them have an assignment. They're clear on what they have to do in the next week. Monday people, you don't have this done, we don't get on the phone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Okay? So we have to have a benchmark. This says, in body, here's where I need to be. My outcome is I want to have worked out 36 times between now and 90 days. So then I have to have had 12 workouts in by the end of 30 days. My outcome is I want to have been meditating 7 days a week by the time I hit 90 days. So for starters, I'm going to go with 3 days a week in January. I'm going to go with 5 days a week in February. And I am then going to go with 7 days a week in March. So what am I doing? I want to build up and I want to be meditating daily by the time I end this challenge. So where do I need to be at the end of January? I need to have had what? Well, 3 days a week, 5 weeks, 4 weeks. I need to have 12 or 15 meditations in. That's my benchmark. It's clear. In my relationship, where do I need to be? If we're saying we're having date nights, here's what it looks like. If we're saying that we're having, if you're doing things with your kids, here's where it needs to be. So when you get to 30 days, you can see, am I there or not? In business, here's where I want to be. I want to be with X number of new patients. I want to be with, clear these things out. I want to have X number of new patients. I want to have, what the hell is going on here? Jesus. Just a lesson for me to turn off email and everything else when I am doing a talk. There we go. Okay. All right. Seriously, dude. Okay. So, wow, this is really starting to get annoying. Okay. Let's go here. I am going to be doing what? Most of you who know me know that I will be stacking on this later because it is getting really fucking annoying. Okay. So we got to close this one down as well. I don't know how to shut things off on that. Oh, hey, look at that. There's more keys. And what else do you want to throw at me? Okay. Well, that sucked. Now I'm pissed. Okay. So where are we at? So in business, I want to have 24 new patients a month by the month of March. Great. What are you going to do in January? If you're currently getting 8. So I need to get 16 more. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get 12 in the month of January. I'm going to get 16 and 18 in the month of February, and we're going to go ahead and get the 24 in the month of March, something like that, which means that I have to be very organized and structured on what? How I'm going to get new patients. This comes back to the lines in the water. How many lines do you have in the water for your marketing? What kind of internal events are you doing? What kind of external events are you doing? Stop the bullshit of this doesn't work for me, that doesn't work for me, and throw some fucking lines in the water and market. Look at Chris Vargas. Chris Vargas, you need to share. Because Chris Vargas has done 3 different videos, 3 different attempts at reaching out to people, and every time he's nailed it with getting new patients. Something that he wasn't doing. He puts an offer out there and people are coming in. Because he stepped up his game and started talking to people on social media where he has a following. Sent an email out, has a following. So you just do the work. Oh, this doesn't work for me. Hey, great story. Go tell that to somebody who cares. What I care about is results. Stop giving you reasons why something won't work and become ruthlessly committed to the end result. Do the work. So I have a benchmark. What are my benchmarks at 30 days? And then after you just determine your 30 days, when we review at the end of 30 days, what it allows us to do is, now we should already have, just for clarity's sake, we should already have benchmarks for 60 days. Okay, right now we're focusing on 30. Your next assignment will be to do the 60 days because we want to have clarity on where we should be. So when I get to the review, I can say, am I on track with getting to my 60-day benchmark or not? If not, I get to course correct, folks. I don't jump ship. I course correct. I look at my actions. I look at how I've been proceeding with things, and have I been all in or have I been half-assing it? Have I been giving more reasons or have I been getting more results? What is it that you're committed to? So the review on the halfway point allows us to take a look, and if we need to course correct, we can course correct accordingly to stay on the path, and then we do this all again at the end of the month of February. Guess what happens at the end of March? Here you go. We review. Very simple, folks. We review. We create a new round of 90-day challenge, and we dive back in. It's pretty simple. This is not hard work. But so many of you are stuck up here in your own heads. So many of you are your own worst enemies when it comes to this. And what I'm telling you right now is that you need to commit to it. Here's what I want. This is clarity of what I want in the next 90 days. Here are my next 30. This is where I need to be in 30 days in each one of these categories. And you need to be committed to taking action every single week. You take 1 action a day. Over 30 days, you've taken 30 actions. You give 1 excuse a day and do that for 30 days. You've given 30 excuses. 1 will give you results. The other will give you reasons. You have to determine what it is that you want and where you want to go. We wouldn't be here having this discussion. You wouldn't be listening to it right now if you were not committed to what we're talking about. Now it's time to step up and do the work. Next up on this, very, very simple, is to basically, we have to then have actions that follow this. This is why it's so important to come to the phone prepared. Because our objective, our number 1 objective when we get on the phone is to identify challenges that you've had, work past those challenges, and have a new set of actions that you're going to take for the following week. When you have clarity in what it is that we're talking about right here, we can hit that target. So there's a series of questions that we are going to have you answer that should help you along the way. Number one is to identify what is your primary domino, meaning that when you nail this one, you know that it is going to help other things to fall in place. There's a video on YouTube about like a 6-foot granite domino, and they knock this 6-foot granite domino down with a regular sized domino. Now, obviously, there are other dominoes in between the small one and the big one. And so what happens is they hit the little one, and the little one hits the one that's the next size up, and the next size up, and the next size up, and it builds so much momentum that it knocks down the big domino. When you look at your life in the 4 domains of body, being, balance, and business, what is your primary domino that you know when you knock that thing down, it is going to significantly change and affect everything else? Now, it's easy for some people to go down the path of saying, oh, the business, because if the business were better, then I would be better. That's bullshit. This is all about you, your purpose, your spirituality, and connection to self, and showing up as a better version of who you are in the business. Now, if it is your primary domino, that's fine. I'm not telling you it can't be your primary domino. Some people haven't been putting enough time, effort, and energy into their business, so they know, damn, if I put enough effort into my business as I did in body, being, and balance, I'd be killing it. Okay, so I'm not saying it can't be it, but don't be a bullshitter on this. Don't say, I got to stop putting effort in over here and I have to do it over here. Don't be a bullshitter. Be honest with yourself. No, I'm not doing what it takes to take care of myself. I'm not doing what it takes to take care of my connectivity to self, to source, to God. I'm not doing what it takes to take my relationships more seriously and value them on a higher level. And if I'm showing up in the office as that person, I might be committed to my business, but I'm losing in 3 other areas. But if I say, man, I'm crushing it in those 3 areas, I need to be just as committed to my business as I am to those 3 areas. Cool. It's your primary domino. You have to identify what is your primary domino. Out of all 4 of the impossible games that we're talking about, which is your primary domino? And then you must answer the question, why? Question number 2. Out of all 4 impossible games, which one is most likely your anchor? And why? Which one, when the going gets tough, you can go back to this one. Like, this is my anchor. This is the one that helps to keep me on track. For some people, it's balance. For some people, it's spirituality. For some people, it is business. For some people, it is a body. Like, which one is your anchor? Like, I'm anchored to this one. This one has me just like locked in. Because like for me, I'll tell you what I wrote. When I am strong here in balance, I stay linked in and focused on all I do because it helps me to remember my why. I feel calmer, connected, and in love. That is a place of power for me. So for me, my anchor is balance. It's my wife and my kids. That is my anchor because when I'm there, I am in a powerful place and I know I can do anything. So you have to figure out what is your anchor and why. And then finally, number 3 is out of all 4 of the impossible games, which are you most excited about accomplishing and why? Which are you most excited about accomplishing of all 4 of these things? You're committed to all 4 of them. Which are you most excited about and why? So these are things that you should answer, and you should have them up on a Post-it note or on a note card by your desk, on your mirror at home, as your reminder daily. This is what I'm doing. This is what I am ruthlessly committed to right here. This is what I am doing. This is why I'm doing it. This is my primary domino. This becomes a quick hit because you get to look at this all the way through. Why? Because we are driven by why. We are driven by this wonderful thing known as purpose. So there's 3 questions that need to be answered. Here becomes your assignment for next week. 1, clarity of your 90. 2, clarity of 30-day benchmark. And 3, answer 3 questions. This will be sent to you in email. The video will be sent to you in email. You will be able to listen to the video on audio. And this is what needs to be done for next week. Some of you, no big deal because you already have the benchmarks done because it was a part of your assignment. Some of you, this is new. Some of you are going, oh shit, well, it's the weekend and I got this and that going on. You know what? Again, reasons or results. It's simple. Reasons or results. You do what it takes if you really want what you want. That's it. So there's your assignment. this has been today's program. Oddly enough, we're 5 minutes away from actually launching this on the Facebook page, so you guys can watch it there. It will be coming to you in email format. I'm not doing it live today because I am recording. Right after this, I'm doing another recording for something, and I'm going on and on and on with stuff. So I decided to just record this and get it done so I can have a meeting at about 12:45 today that I have that I really need to have as well. I can't push that off. So what do? You do the work. Reasons are results. Well, my result is I've done the video for you. I promise you videos. I do the videos. I've done them for over 52 weeks. We're closing in on 60 weeks now of doing videos. I have delivered to you every single week. If you would just do the work on the videos alone that we talk about, you would see massive expansion in your life. That is not bullshit. That is truth. So do the assignment, get it in. If it's not done, we will not talk. Do the assignment, get it in. If it's not done, we will not talk. I know somewhere in this video, I was like, wow, I'm even hearing myself going, oh, I just made it okay. No, it's not okay. This is your assignment. You must have this assignment completed for me when we get on the phone next week, or we will not talk. Some of you, you're already cool because we have clarity of your 90. We have clarity of your 30. Now you just need to answer the 3 questions. Okay? All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If I sound like an asshole, then so be it. I'm an asshole who cares possibly more about you than you care about yourself in some cases. I'm an asshole who cares about you, period. I'm an asshole who is ruthlessly committed to results, not just for myself, but for you. And I'm asking for the same thing in response. So not for you to be an asshole, but for you to be ruthlessly committed, driven, and make 2018 a year that says, wow, the best is yet to come. Because I crushed it this year, I can only imagine what the next 5 years are going to look like. I love you. I appreciate you. I really do from the bottom of my heart. Have a fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.